Good morning, everybody. How are we all this morning? So, the biggest update in Gran Turismo 7's history, Spec 2, came out this morning, and it is huge. There's loads and loads on this update. I'm going to go through it, decide what's good, what's bad, what's indifferent. Obviously, the big thing is the extra cars and the extra track, which we'll go through. But there's a few other bits and pieces that have certainly gone on. The first big thing you'll notice, of course, is the opening movie, which is brand spanking new. I've got to say, it's a pretty as opening movies for a game go, it's pretty good. But how often are you going to watch it? Let's be fair. But no, it's an awesome opening movie, and it is what it is. So cars. Let's get straight into it. So, essentially, we're looking at... we'll have a look at what's immediately obvious, of course. So, you can see that the one thing that's changed on the screen here is where it says Spec 2 up in the top corner up there. That's the big change here. World Map and Music Rally still as it was. This is where you start to see the changes. So, you can see there, they've got sort of weekly challenges now. We'll go through that in a minute. Big change here. How you doing, Yuppie? Big change here. So, anyone that's previously done Meeting Place, which you used to find on the tracks, it's now here in a place called Paddock. It's a big change on that respect. Don't need to show this again. And there we go. So, you've got a number of different tracks, and you can basically just click on it as before. Listen, I've never used Meeting Place, but if you wanted to, you click on there, and there is a selection of lobbies where people are doing what they're doing in each individual track. So nothing's really changed in respect of what you do, just where you access it. Another big change to multiplayer for those that do split screen is if you are a PS5 user, you can now do a 4-player split screen. Yeah, well, simple as. You're going to need a bloody big TV is all I can say. If you're going to do that. Obviously, you need 4 controllers and etc, or 4 wheels if you're going to be that different. Absolutely no changes here. It is as it was previously. But we'll go into the lobby issues later. Because as with every update thus far, they give to the single player users and they take away something from us online racers. So, new cars. We'll go through the list because I've got the list here. The big thing about it is there's no group cars. So you've got the first one we want to look at is the Dodge Charger. So we've got the, if we go to America and Dodge, you can see there it's got a little new thing on there. We've got here in the showroom, so you've got the Challenger SRT Demon for 200k. And you've got, where's the other one? There's a Dodge Charger somewhere. I can't find it. Where's it gone? It's supposed to be a Dodge Charger. Oh, Legends dealership, that's why. So you've got that one there. You've also got in Tesla. Why you would have one Tesla in a racing game is beyond me. The fact that we've now got 2, well, you just want to smash your head off a wall thinking about it. Right, so that's the American cars out of the way. In Europe, we have... this is the one I'm most excited about because this is actually a decent car. I was kind of hoping this was going to be a group car, but it's not. But it is this awesome machine, the 911 GT3 RS. I'm actually going to buy it because it's an awesome car. There you go. Not going to get in it because, well, it will become evident why I'm not going to get in it very shortly. There we go. So that's the best car out of the bunch, actually, the 911 GT3 RS 2022. What else we got? That is, we've got the Lexus, haven't we? There's a new Lexus. Oh, it's Japanese. Okay, so, there's a new Mercedes-Benz also in the Legends dealership. We'll have a look at that in a sec. Lexus. The LFA 10. That is what it is. Nothing too exciting. Japanese cars. We'll have a quick look at those. Yeah, there is a couple of Legends. We're going to have a look at them. So, Japanese cars, we've got the Lexus, so we've looked at that already. Go away, go away, go away. What else was there? So let's go into Legends, because that's where the other cars are. So, Legend cars. And it's there, the Dodge Charger RT 426 Hemi 1968. It's a decent car if you want to mess around with it. I've also got this pretty iconic motor car, this one, Mercedes-Benz 190e Evolution 1991. There you go. So that's essentially your new cars that they've piled upon us. Shut that down. Right, let's talk about this thing here, Lake Louise, the new track. Now, we're often crying out for new tracks, and I'm a bit annoyed because it's a fucking snow track. The rally on this game isn't great anyway, and they just introduced essentially another rally track, so I'm a bit disappointed from that respect. But we're going to have a look at it anyway. So you've got Lake Louise here. We'll talk about this stuff in a minute. But you've got obviously 3 new races associated with this. There are many different layouts. We'll have a look here. You've got Trival, you've got the short track, long track, and then everything in reverse, obviously. But it is, you can only race on it in GRB cars with snow tyres. We'll have a look at the Trival. There we go. I've pre-prepared a GRB car just for the purposes. I haven't plugged my wheel in, so I'm only going to do a quick little blast. But this is essentially what we're looking at. I'm trying to do this with my controller. Let me change it. How do I change it again? So this is it. It's essentially an oval track, but on the snow. If you're into this kind of thing, then yeah, awesome. But for me, no. It's not my thing. I don't particularly like the rally cars anyway. Do you know what? I'm not a big fan of the Gilles Villeneuve track in general, but it would have been infinitely better than this. Infinitely better. And if you think about, and there are going to be some comparisons to Forza, of course there are. And you've got to look at the tracks on Forza and what tracks have been licensed there. And you've got to say, why is Gran Turismo not looking at tracks like that? You've got tracks like Silverstone. You've got umpteen oval tracks in Forza. You would do because it's an American game and they don't like corners. But yeah, essentially you've got tracks like Silverstone. You've got all of the F1 tracks that have already been licensed for obviously the F1 game and stuff like that. And it just surprises me that they haven't been a little bit more ambitious track-wise. I think, they've got a number of tracks here, but they can argue, we've got reverse ones. And for me, I feel a little bit shortchanged in the track department here. But I think you'll see over time that essentially it's a single-player update, not a multiplayer update. We talked about the meeting place being changed to paddock. Right, so they've taken out arcade race. So if you are a single player, there's no longer the arcade race function, but they've put in, when it loads, this thing, quick race. And it gives you a bonus depending on what track you're on and stuff like that. So if we go into Willow Springs, you get different percentages. Daytona gives you 250. You've got your paddock, of course, there as well, which we talked about earlier. Same with all of them. So quick race. Now, some of them are Sophie compatible. Now, if you're on PS4, this bit's useless to you because you can't have Sophie because your computer's rubbish. So we'll go here. So here you can see That little icon there means that it is Sophie compatible. Now, I don't know if you've tried it, but Sophie is essentially the new Sony AI that's supposed to learn as you drive and try and make it more complicated for you. Again, if you only play single player and you've got no interest in racing with human beings, then I think Sophie's a brilliant thing for those people. If you want something that learns and adapts and has a little bit of intelligence to it, then just race online, because then you get that kind of excitement that's associated with it. Yeah, no, I agree with you, snow's ridiculous. I think what will happen is, I think that track will get played to death for about a week, and then people just won't use it. It's, yeah. I think if you look at, I mean, the percentage of people that race online are about 20 to 25% of the users, no more than that. But I think the people that drift and like the drifting, the percentage is much smaller. It looks very cool. The graphics are still awesome. Nothing's changed there, but yeah, a bit of a waste of time for me. Right, next. What's next? I hear you cry. The license centre. This is a big change, actually. I don't know if I'm going to bother with them, but yeah. So we go into the license centre. You now have master licenses. Now, I can't show you the master licenses because I haven't even completed the actual licenses, but I'm sure somebody can. I think what I'll probably have to do at some stage is actually complete this. I just haven't bothered. I can't be asked. Yeah, and then you've got master licenses beyond that to expand it for whatever reason. Challenges. I didn't talk about challenges. So that little green box that was next to there, that's your weekly challenges. So if you go in here, thank you, sir. Go away. No, care what you've got to say. She'll tell you about it anyway, but I'm going to tell you. So essentially, you've got your 5 challenges this week. So you've got to finish in for these challenges to complete them. You've got to finish in thirds. You've got the Nürburgring GP. On these are some of the new races they've introduced. Although that one's an old one, I think. So yeah, you've essentially got a week to do it. If you could, and then you've got your prizes down the bottom there. So you've got. If you complete 1, you get 100k. You complete 3, you get 200k. And you complete 5, you get a 5-star roulette ticket, which will probably give you 10k or a car you've already got. There you go. Cafe. Now, the cafe menus, well, they're a bit rubbish anyway, because essentially it's just collector stuff. So they have added some new menus. I'm not a collector bot, but yeah. So they've added the Lexus one here. Oh, look, they've added that one, which I've already completed. How about that? Didn't even try and do that one. There we go. I'm not interested. But I've already got those cars, so there we go. Right, so yeah, Lexus and the Red Bull X Series cars. And then menu books. There's a couple of new menu books from the Nations Cup World Touring Car. As you can see, I haven't even bothered. I haven't really completed those either. Still doing this. Well, not doing. I'm still on the Super Formula 1 and have been for about 8 months. But yeah, and obviously they've got some new designers and talk. So if you're into that kind of thing, then yeah, it's brilliant for you. But yeah, right. GT Auto has added some engine swaps. So there's so it's Corvette, a couple of Corvettes, Dodge Viper, Mustang, Huracan. It's not in here, is it? Engine swaps are not in there. Yeah, but there's there we go. Maintenance and service, I think it's in. I've done one engine swap the entire time. Is it here? I can't find the engine swaps. Is it in here? Maybe it's in there. I can't remember. Anyway, there's some more engine swaps available for anyone interested in that palaver. Obviously, it goes without saying, if they've because they've got snow track, there are now snow tyres added to the tuning shop, and there you go. So that's that. What else have we got? Some more stuff in scapes. not going to bother looking at that. And some more options with race photos. They've changed the height limit of walk mode and shutter speed things changed and all that kind of thing. Right, so replay loop. Now let me see if this is available. I haven't tried this yet. So apparently there's a thing called replay loop. So we've got one there. There's a thingy. So let's view it and see what this replay loop thing is. It's for regular replay. I don't understand. It doesn't really say. Right, so I haven't. It's not showing me anything here replay wise. So maybe it's not for online replays. I don't know, but apparently you've got a replay loop option which is added to the replay options, only available for regular replays. I don't know what it means by regular replays. I'm assuming it means the ones from your online or your offline races rather than your online races. Right, big change here is this dashboard thing. So if you press, you can access it either up here, dashboard, or you've got the you can just press your triangle button, and that brings up this page here. So it essentially tells you what circuits you progress, your podium finishes, what country your cars are from, what kind of cars you've got, collector levels, menu books. Essentially, it's yeah, maybe it is. I'll have a you play. It could be. It doesn't really give too much detail, to be fair. It just says a new option replay loop. Who knows? Or I suppose it could be when we're broadcasting. That'd be good, wouldn't it? If they actually gave something to our broadcasters for a change. Yeah, so if you're a single player and you're a bit of a completist, this is brilliant resource for you. What does surprise me is there is nothing about DR, SR or anything on here. So if you do race online, it would be useful if you had a page like this for people that race online, so you can kind of see where you are. Now, there is a change apparently to the DR and SR thingy. And I'm going to find it and talk about it if I can. Where is it? Right, so it says in sport mode, indicators have been added to the driver list. A driver list in the post-race screen to know variations of the driver rating and sportsmanship rating. So I'm assuming that means that when you finish the race, because it does say post-race, so when you finish the race, it will tell you how much DR and SR people have gone up and down across the board. I think that's quite useful. Just yeah, I suppose it gives you a good indicator of how you're doing if you care about that. From that respect, couple of improvement issues. Apparently, they fixed an issue with the Garage RCR Civic, which is a brilliant car. Something to do with the anti-roll bar not working properly, and increased the viewable range of the interior of the ambulance. I genuinely forgot they put an ambulance in the game. Stupid thing to put in a racing game. They've fixed some text issues and some other issues. However, already we have these problems since the update. Now, you've got to bear in mind, the update's only been a couple of hours, but already they've got issues for online races. In certain race events, the application crashes on the rewards and rating screen, rating further progression. Now, I suppose that affects both sides. But here, multiplayer, in the lobby, there have been cases where preparing is displayed on the screen, but the host cannot start the race. Having all room members leave and re-enter the room will allow the race to be started. Pain in the arse. In lobby, there have been cases where players in the same room do not appear on a member list during the race. In this case, an application error will occur when the host starts the race. Again, pain in the arse. In the lobby, there have been cases where in completing a race will not let users progress further. Now, this could be a significant problem for particularly league races. So if you've got league races coming up this weekend, there is the very likely scenario there's going to be problems. How long is it going to take to fix? I mean, generally when it happens, it takes at least a week to repair any issues like that. Now, it's a big bugbear of mine that if you're updating a game, making improvements to a game, bringing in massive updates like this one, I mean, it is a massive update to the game, that you don't break what you've already got. And it seems to me that every time they bring in an update, that is for and let's face it, it is the 80% of the people that play this game. That the sort of 20-25% of us that race online are the ones that always seem to get hammered. And it does piss me off a little bit, because at the end of the day, the single player guys will play this game until they've completed it, and then probably in a year's time you won't see them again. They'll be off playing something else. Whereas us guys that are racing online will be the mainstay. We'll still be here racing online when those single player guys have fallen by the wayside. And I'm not hating on people who only play it on single player. Each to their own. At the end of the day, each to their own. But yeah, it just seems a little bit shit that they're constantly doing breaking stuff. Look, all in all, it's a massive update, and it is directly in response to Forza. Yeah, do you know what, you're right. They're always. I'm wondering if it's just in the something in the coding somewhere where they haven't thought about how it impacts on the lobbies. They haven't tested it. But it's one of those things. Yeah, so I was talking about Forza. So I have given Forza some time, and it's not an awful game. I mean, graphics-wise, Gran Turismo pisses all over Forza. There is no contest. Even if you're playing on the high-spec PC you can get, there is no contest between Gran Turismo and Forza in terms of the quality, the aesthetics, the amazing graphics. There are things about Forza that I think Sony could really learn from, particularly in the way they hand out penalties in the lobby system and stuff like that. And don't get me wrong, Forza is still broken, but it's 18 months behind. But overall, for me, Gran Turismo 7 update has been piss poor, really. I think if you've never raced online, never going to race online, or want to race online, you're probably rubbing your hands together with glee right now. But I think for us guys that do the broadcasting, we do these kind of races, I feel a little bit shortchanged. A massive update with very little to appease us, and we'll find out over the coming few days just how badly it's affected the lobby system. What else can I say? That's it, really. I mean, aesthetically, it's still great. There's some great things in there. Bit disappointed with. I'm very disappointed with the track. I think there are many other tracks they should have brought in and could have brought in and really should have brought in. Cars, apart from the Porsche, which is pretty cool, it would have been nice to have had a couple more actual racing cars. But yeah, is what it is. But there you go. So if you haven't had a chance to download the update yet, that is what it's all about. And have a wonderful day. And we'll see everybody later online when it all goes horribly wrong and we can't race because they broke it. Laters.